Hey everybody, I'm Bobby. Welcome back to the Working Man's Whiskey. Today's whiskey that we're going to do is Jack Daniel's Tennessee Honey. And if you know me by now, um, yeah, I'm not a big fan of flavored whiskeys, really. We did the Crown Royal Regal Apple at one point, and but that was by request also. Um, and it was, it was a little too sweet for what I usually like. I just feel like when you start adding, different kinds of liqueur to whiskey, it takes away from it for me. I mean, Jack Daniel's to me, it's uh, Old Number 7. It might not be my favorite whiskey, but uh, I do enjoy it, and I just feel like this kind of just takes away a lot of it for me. Haven't had this one by itself yet. Haven't had this straight. I've actually made hot toddies with this product here. Um, Jack Daniel's, Jim Beam, Wild Turkey, they all make their own version of Tennessee, or just Tennessee honey, like this one. I think American honey for Wild Turkey, I want to say, and Jim Beam has theirs as well. It just, I don't turn down requests. My buddy Nick wanted me to try this out. He knew I tried the Apple Crown Royal out, so he swears by this stuff, and told him I'd give it a shot, and crack it open. And also, when they mix the whiskeys with different kinds of liqueur. You have a lot of these companies are doing an apple whiskey now, honey, cinnamon. They're all kind of doing the fireball kind of thing, I guess. It just it brings it down. The proof goes down to about 70 proof on all of these. This is 70 proof, 35% ABV, and it just changes the product, and. It's like coffee. I feel like it, I love the original taste of black coffee, and I just feel like it becomes a different drink when you start adding too much to it. So anyway, I wanted to, do this for Nick, and give it a try. Before I do have kind of, I guess, prejudgments on flavored whiskey, but I don't want to rule them all out, and they each have good things that you can do with them. I mean, this one, as I said, I've had hot toddies with this stuff, and it makes a great hot toddy, You add some, a little bit of tea, some water to this, some honey, some cinnamon, cinnamon stick, and you got a pretty good product, some lemon. So anyway, we'll look at the color here, and it's a kind of a light, it's a light to medium copper or amber. I'd say lighter than, it's more light than medium. And as far as I know, this is your Jack Daniel's base product, with the same age, and it's mixed with the honey liqueur, and it just totally, as I said, changes the product. It's kind of like watering it down in a way. So anyway, we look at it, and it's got a light color to it. Give it a smell. All right, so on the nose, I mean, you do smell. You can't smell that Jack Daniel's, kind of signature, classic smell, but it is very sweet. It's you smell that honey right away, and it does. It smells like somebody poured a shot of Jack Daniel's, and just dropped in a bunch of honey. You squeeze in a bunch of honey and mixed it up. Really sweet on the nose. It's got a little vanilla, kind of mapley. Probably that's just going back to the sweetness, kind of a syrupy, sappy note to it. You know, you get a floral, like a honeysuckle type thing. I guess it makes sense too. It's all a bunch of sweetness with a little bit of you know, that charcoal from Jack Daniel's Old Number 7. I'm even having trouble picking up the oak here. You know, just you know, that charcoal from the filtration process. You know, I'm not talking about you know, the barrel char or anything like that. That I am having trouble picking up. That barrel char. It just smells like the just like the charcoal that they use for filtration. So anyway, I guess we'll give it a taste. And on the palate, I mean, everything I expected. I mean, it's not a terrible product. You know, it's a good mixer for, as I said, like hot drinks, you know, hot toddies and all that. But it's just really, really sweet. You know, kind of got a syrupy quality to it. You know, it tastes like I'm trying to even think that what is it? That Caro syrup. I mean, I can see how some people would like this, you know, maybe if you're just getting into whiskey, you know, or you prefer, you know, a much sweeter taste. I mean, a lot of whiskeys, bourbons, you know, that I've had, they do have a good corn sweetness to them, or a good, you know, caramel flavor to it, you know, also sweet. This is just a different category. You know, it's just I mean, I don't know how to describe it other than it's everything that you would think of in a honey whiskey. You know, you really get that honey liqueur, and I would think that the ratio is probably more towards the honey liqueur. I don't know what the percentage is that they put in, but it just makes for a really sweet product, and you know, if this is for you, I mean, if you like sweeter whiskeys, you know, not so much, you don't get a bunch of, you know, spice or, yeah, nothing harsh. You know, I'm not saying, I mean, the whiskeys that we have on here, in my opinion, they don't have much harshness to them, but you know, if you just want kind of I don't know how to describe it, just a really sweet, you know, if you just want something really sweet and something you can sip on, you know, without making faces, if you're not much of a whiskey drinker, you know, I mean, I guess this would be okay for you, but to each their own. I mean, it's just not for me, personally. Just way too sweet, not enough character, you know. It's kind of one-dimensional, just that sweetness on the tongue. I mean, you get a little, you know, vanilla in there, but that's about it. But Nick, I told you I'd give this a try, and here it is, buddy. And I'm sorry. I'm glad you like it, and I hope other people do too. You know, we all have our own taste in whiskeys, and it's not mine, but if you like it, then cheers to you. Until next time, have a good day.